I'm back and welcome to C&J's Crafty House. Today I'll be showing you guys how to make your own flower crowns. Very cute, very simple. Trust me, I know you're wondering, how am I going to make these? Well, you will learn how to make just 3 flower crowns by just watching. Just want to make sure you have some paper, construction paper, scissors, glue, crayons, tape, and of course, a pencil. So what I did was I made a circle and then I began to make half circles around my big circle, which is how I got to create my flower. Guys, you want to make sure you're using a pencil for this because we do make mistakes and we do need to erase. To make my second flower, I decided to make it more different. I started curving my points and connecting them all around. That's what's going to get you that nice shape. So now what I did was I took my teal marker and I began tracing the outsides and shading in the insides. As you can see, I did my other flower off camera. I'm pretty sure all of us know how to color, but for those who want to know my method, all I did was trace on the outside, shade in the inside. As I like a bright color, I'm going to go in with that yellow. It definitely gives me spring vibes. I'm going to cut center in the middle of the piece of paper and begin to cut on the outsides. It's easier for me to cut that way because I don't like too much paper in my direction. After that, I'm going to take my marker and just clean up the edges a bit. Feel free to do that. Now that we are done with that, we're going to take our other flower and cut just the same way as I did with the other one. And then voila. Instead of throwing out your scraps, you actually want to use them. They are helpful. To make your leaves, that's what I've used. Instead of using a whole brand new sheet of paper, I took my leaf and made a line straight down the middle and made some curves along the way. That is what gave me some style. For my leaves, I've decided to go in with 2 shades of markers. For the dark one, I used the dark marker only for the outside. And for my second leaf, I used the dark marker as well, just to give it a little bit more dimension. After that, I used my lighter shade color, green, to go inside and shaded that in. We're going to take our scissors and we are going to follow that line and just cut around the area as well as for the second leaf. So I decided to go back in with that dark green marker and just clean up those edges just a bit. Once I am done with that, I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to place my leaf behind my flower, not on top of it, behind. Flowers come from the template that will be provided below. Going into my next flower, I'll be using construction paper. If you do not have construction paper, feel free to use white paper and color it however you want. We're going to take our scissors and just cut half of the paper. Now that you have half of the paper, you want to make sure that you fold all the papers into 4 boxes. Yes. So when you open it, you want to make sure you see 4 squares. Now that we did that, we want to make sure that when we open all our papers, that we separate them. We want to start off with 1 each. So while you begin to make your flower, I started off with that same curve that I did with my second flower. You want to cut the sides of your flower and then you want to open it. With this flower, I just shaped it a little bit more different. I wanted all of my flowers to be unique, so I made it more of a circle. So for my centerpiece, I went back in with that yellow shade because I love a bright yellow. Feel free to use whatever color you want. I just use yellow because it reminds me much more of a flower. Now you want to get your glue and just take your centerpiece and place it right in the center of your beautiful flower. Can use paper for this one, but because I'm using construction paper, I figured why not use construction paper for the leaf. I'm going to take that same method that I did for my first leaves for this one. After I'm done cutting out my leaf, I'm going to now take my leaf and attach it to the back of my flower. Your leaf can be small, it can be big. I just choose to make my leaf that size, and I'm now going to take my glue and just glue it on the back. Now that I'm done with my flower, I'm going to go in and take a green shade to make that as my flower band. Feel free to use any color that you want. While making your flower band, you want to make sure that you are cutting vertically. You want to go up the longest way, not the shortest way. You want to start off with about cutting 2 to 3 strips of paper. Depending on the size of your head, feel free to add additional strips if needed. Don't worry, you can adjust the size later as you tape it completely into a circle. I noticed that I have a few accents left over. Don't worry, just take a scissor and cut over it. Before you tape your last and final tape, you want to make sure that you measure it on your head. You can even take a pencil or a marker and make a mark just so you remember where to tape your last tape. The final look. What do you guys think? This is my beautiful flower crown. Yes, perfect for the season, honey. Perfect. So if you guys like this video, I want you guys to go and feel free to comment. Let me see what you can do. I am enthused to see how your flower crown will look. Probably way better than mine anyway, but how would I know? You know you gotta subscribe. In order to subscribe, you gotta hit that button. Hit that button so I can see you guys in my next video. Bye.